One of God's first instructions to humanity in the Bible was to care for the earth. The environment is the tool God most often uses to provide for his people, and at Team, we care about the environment because we care about people. This is Team Spotlight, where we showcase global missions opportunities that God just might be calling you or someone you know to fill. If you're excited about finding your place in the Great Commission, head over to team.org/spotlight for more details and next steps. Today, we spotlight Team's creation care opportunities. Team's environmental projects solve practical problems and support discipleship efforts. We pursue initiatives that are embraced by local community members and require minimal sustained outside funding. Just like the churches we plant, our goal is to see creation care projects last long after missionaries leave the field. That's why we emphasize training local people so they can do the work and teach future generations how to carry it on. Team's creation care specialist, Ben Batchelor, believes caring for creation from a biblical perspective restores people to flourishing, sustainable, Christ-centered communities.
The conversations we get to have with people, because we care for creation, we care about the environment they live in, those conversations are amazing and they lead straight to Jesus. We're carrying out this ministry at Team because of Jesus' command to love God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love others as ourselves. Now, when we do this, God gets the glory, people come to know Jesus, and local ecosystems function in the way God intended them to.
Secular environmentalism often comes from a place of fear, that if we don't watch out, we'll lose all our resources. But as Christians, we get to share a much more thrilling story, that we serve a God who created a world with everything we need to live, and that when we care for the world, it declares our Father's glory. Much of the suffering and injustice around the world is the direct result of environmental destruction. In many places where Team works, vegetation and tree cover has been cut down, streams no longer flow, wells have run dry, and the soil doesn't produce enough food. At Team, our goal is to treat the source of this destruction, the decay of the human heart due to sin. Until the human heart is transformed by the power of the gospel, people won't give adequate attention to the environmental needs around them. But after Christ restores hearts to himself, people begin to see creation in a new light and start to value and conserve the water, vegetation, and land God has given them. Caring for the earth was God's first command in Eden. When we obey it, we see creation flourishing and providing abundantly. As a result, communities also begin to flourish and reflect God's glory. The very nature of creation care work shows that you care for your host community in a way most outsiders don't. Most creation care projects require spending substantial time with local people. As you work the fields, tend to your aquaponic fish farm, or search for places to drill a well, you'll have ample opportunity for long, deep conversations. When you give a community clean water or clean up its beaches, it's natural for people to ask, "Why are you doing this?" And as you share your environmental knowledge, you'll become someone people trust, which means they're more likely to listen when you talk about your faith. If you're interested in creation care ministry, we'd love to hear from you. We have opportunities and resources for short-term groups, long-term missionaries, and even churches to get involved in their own local and regional contexts. To learn more about this ministry need and how you can get started on your missionary journey today, go to team.org/spotlight.